Hey, this is Taylor at Truck World RVA. Today we're going to take some time and look at this 2018 Ford F550. It's a 6.7 Powerstroke, two-wheel drive, has a little over 173,000 miles, right around 7,000 engine hours on it. Has an 11-foot STI Service body, a Tiger 8,600-pound crane, monster capacity on that crane. This was a one-owner, fleet-owned truck that came to us from the southeast. No rust in the chassis, cab, underside, or any of the bins. Very clean truck all the way around. Factory paint is still intact. You can see the shine still in the paint. This is not one that we've sandblasted and repainted. Hydraulic outriggers, a Van Air Reliant RC40 hydraulic compressor, a couple sets of drawers in the driver's side 1 and 2 compartment. Really well-equipped truck all the way around. We did a lot of service work to it. If you'd like a copy of any of the repairs that were just done on this truck, feel free to call or text 804-716-8487. Now, the goal of these demo videos is to show you everything about the truck as if you were here looking at it in person. So in the first half of the video, I'm going to go around the exterior of the truck. I'll point out any cosmetic imperfections that I find, any rock chips, scratches, dings, or dents. In the second half of the video, I'll do a cold start, drive the truck down the cul-de-sac, and then we'll run all the equipment on it. Again, let me know if you need any additional photos, videos, or information at any point in time. As you can see, like I said, southeast owned truck. No rust in the bed floor, no rust in the bin floors, no rust in the chassis or frame rails. Very clean from a rust perspective. No dings, dents, or scratches on the driver fender or driver door. Power locks, power windows, and cruise control. 2 sets of keys for the truck, as well as keys for the service body as well. A little bit of creasing here in the driver's seat bottom, just the side of that bottom, kind of where you slide in and out. No rips or tears in the rear of the seat. Center console is clean as well. Minimal to no staining on the headliner. Sometimes you get grease stains up there, you get a little bit right there, but overall that's in pretty good shape. Steering wheel controls there. You have your body control panel down there as well. That controls the lighting and the PTO on the bed. They most likely had an inverter mounted down here at some point. That's no longer there, and those are just capped off there. Again, power windows. Drive tires are matching Continentals, or I'm sorry, the steer tires are matching Continentals. The drive tires are new Falcons that we just installed. These still have about half-life, maybe a little bit more left. They're in decent shape. Continentals ride really nicely, so we left those on, but again, the drives are brand new. Now, the full list of everything that we did to the truck will be on the write-up anywhere you see this truck posted. My website, Facebook, Commercial Truck Trader. But again, if you need copies of any receipts for any of the work that we did, just let me know. I know when it came in, we fixed a lot of the common kind of typical 6-7 oil leaks, upper oil pan, things like that. So I can send you over everything that we did, but presently there's no oil leaks on the truck. Passenger side is clean as well. No dings, dents, or scratches on the passenger fender or the passenger door. You have your factory wireless remote here for the crane. Again, it's an 8,600-pound capacity crane. And in the second half of the video, that's where we'll run that crane and run the compressor and show how all that equipment works. You have that stainless panel on the front of the body, which is really nice. Protects from kind of the normal rock chipping you would typically see along the front leading edge of the body there. This front compartment here is your torch compartment. So a little bit taller to accommodate torch bottles. You have your hangers up there. Bottle racks there just to slide the bottles into. Plenty of storage here in that compartment. Now, all the doors close, latch, and lock as they should. We do have the bin keys, and all these latches are keyed the same way. A couple chips here just on the front of this compartment and a little chip down there on the bottom. That's just some old decal residue there on the bottom of that door. Like I said, this bed overall is very clean, really not a whole lot of wear to point out. Now this compartment does have the ventilation system in it. You do have the inner rails as well, so you can move these shelves up and down as you'd like. Along that inner rail you can easily add more shelves. And then STI doesn't use the gas shocks like a lot of beds do. They use these pretty heavy spring shocks. So the action on these doors is nice and heavy. Those shocks hold the door open really well, and you kind of have to push it pretty good to get the door shut. So if you're familiar with STI beds, you already know all this. If you're not familiar with them, they're pretty well built, pretty heavy built. I like them a lot overall. We see a fair amount of them. But again, new Falcon tires on the drives. No rust up underneath. That's a tie down in the bed. I don't know what's going on. It looks like that bracket's just loose kind of on the bottom of it, but we can take a look at that there. Little scratch here underneath the handle over the passenger wheel well. One shelf inside of this compartment. Coming back to the crane compartment here, have another little chip here and another one down here. You have your Reelcraft hose reel mounted up top, routed right outside of the bed. Now one of these remotes works, one of them is broken. I'm going to leave both with the truck just so you have a remote for spare parts and switches and e-stop, but only one of them currently works. There's the air regulator and dryer, all your body documentation, crane documentation there, outrigger control levers down here. Here's a shot of the load chart. So it's a 2-stage extension out to 21 feet. As you can see, maximum lifting capacity of 8,600 pounds. The crane side outrigger hydraulically extends as well as goes up and down. The non-crane side is just hydraulic up and down. Pass-through rear bumper, tons of storage in there for pry bars and long tools. Again, nice and dry up underneath. Now the bumper does have a fair amount of rock chipping and wear on it, kind of normal wear and tear on the bumper. All over the top deck of the bumper. Instead of being bed lined, it just had this grip tape on it from factory, so obviously none of that paint was protected. Tailgate as well has a bunch of chips all on it, on the edge, and then inside of the bed as well. Rear work lighting there, 2 LED rear work lights. You have 2 on each corner of the bed. Inside this driver rear compartment, 2 more shelves. We'll look up underneath the driver wheel well. I don't know what that is. It's coming down on both sides there. Like I said, it's like a tie down in the bed. I don't know if the tie down gets pulled up on that, but anyway, I'll take a look at that after the video. If you have any questions on that, just let me know, but I'll see what that little bracket piece is there that's hanging down on both sides. It's in the same spot on both sides. One more wide shelf over the driver wheel well compartment. One little chip here in between the driver front and driver wheel well compartment. Some little scratches and chips as well along the front edge of that door. Now this compartment has 2 full sets of drawers here, the left and the right. Pretty nice set of ag body drawers, twist lock style, kind of like American Eagle. 1,078 total PTO hours showing. The compressor shows 47 total hours. Again, these are just twist and lock drawers, just like American Eagle. They all slide nicely. A bunch of dividers laying down there on the bottom as well. But it's a pretty big bed. You know, it's a little bit taller than standard bed heights. It runs basically cab high all the way down both sides, and then you have that taller torch compartment there on the other side. So a lot of storage in an STI. You know, I think they have a decent bit more storage than just a standard body does. But that about wraps up the cosmetic portion of the video. I'm going to hop in the truck and take it for a quick spin. When I get back, we'll take a look at the engine and run all the equipment on it. 172, 606 on the miles. Go over here, and 7138 total engine hours, 3663 idle hours. Again, it's a 2018 6.7. Still has the 6-speed transmission. It hasn't changed over the 10-speed yet. That was in 2020. And like I said, we did a bunch of oil leak repairs on this, just kind of common 6.7 type stuff. Some suspension work as well. The full write-up, like I said, I can either send to you or it's on my website. Plenty of power, rides nicely down the road. Gets up and goes though. I got all the way up into 6th gear just on that short little cul-de-sac run. I'm going to back it up here and then we'll take a look at it. Like I said, there is interior lighting throughout all the compartments. It's not great, to be honest. It's just each compartment has a small little LED strip like that in the very top of it, so you're not really going to see it on a day like today. And it's enough to light up the compartment if it's dark outside, but it's not the best interior lighting I've seen. You have these round LEDs on each side, so there's one on each side, and then again there's two on the back of the truck as well. And then one more up by the compressor. Your outrigger controls are back here. So I have the parking brake set, PTO set to on, and that will automatically idle the truck up as well. Now, like I said, the crane is run off this factory wireless remote. Just pull the e-stop out and then hit engine start, and the crane comes on. Fully proportional, so that trigger on the back controls the speed of all the functions. And once again, it is an 8,600 pound capacity crane. So it's largest capacity crane you can get on a 550 size truck. It's a single stage extension out to 21 feet. Tiger's kind of funny. Instead of having 2 extension cylinders, they just have 1, but you still get that 21 foot of reach on that one. All the way out to its max extension there. Again, you can really feather the speed using that trigger, so most of what you see is full speed operation, but if you just feather that trigger on the back, you can control the speed really well. Interboom's decently clean. Pretty good amount of thickness left on those wear pads. They show a little bit of wear, but they still have plenty of life left on them. Rotation gear is nice and tight. It stops pretty much exactly where you stop it. The compressor is operated, like I said, off the remote. You just pull down on the function switch. The compressor will come right on. Now, one really nice thing I like about Tiger is the crane rest is spring-loaded. So when you go to stow the crane, you'll see it here in a minute if you're not familiar with it. When you set it down on that rest, looks like I need to come over a little bit more. See, the rest has a little bit of give in it as well, so you don't over push down on that rest. And again, excellent speed control on the proportion valve on the crank. Now with the remote, you can also shut the truck off. And you can turn it back on from the remote as well. Well, that about wraps up this demo video. Once again, it's a 2018 Ford F550 with an 11-foot STI service body, a Tiger 8,600 pound capacity crane, two-wheel drive, 173,000 miles. If you have any questions or if you need any additional photos, videos, or information, feel free to call or text anytime at 804-716-8487. This is Taylor at Truck World RVA. This is all I buy and sell. If you're looking for something similar or slightly different, feel free to reach out anytime. I have more trucks that come in pretty much on a daily basis. So let me know what you're looking for. I probably have it on the way in. But thanks again for taking the time to watch.